Hello and welcome to another episode of Couch to Calculator with myself, Francesca the accountant, and Jordan the therapist. And we're going to be talking about all sorts of different business discussions, fitness, mindset, and self-belief. We are sponsored by Hyrox Workouts in today's episode, and I'll tell you more about this later. Thank you ever so much for listening in. If you've got any questions, as always, please send them through, and thank you. Oh God, another week.
I know.
I've noticed you got new trainers on.
Well, yeah, I got them for my birthday, but they were a half a size too big, which is why they're pulled.
Oh yeah, they're really tight.
Yeah.
Why are they?
Because George,
Here we go. George's fault, is it?
straight off the bat, like he's gonna be like, why?
Has he said anything about the previous one?
Because he's got a couple to catch up on. He's falling behind.
Oh, damn it. While he's cooking, he can be doing it. Listen to him.
I know. So apparently he messaged Roxanne to ask what shoe size I was.
Yeah.
Right. And she said, again, actually, Roxanne, shame on you.
Yeah.
Because you should also know.
I want to know you listen to this. A messages to say you heard this.
Yeah. So we messaged Roxanne asking what shoe size I am, and she got back saying, I'm pretty sure she's a 3, which I am.
Okay.
But just double check.
3?
I know. I'm a small person. I'd look weird if I had big feet, wouldn't I?
Oh God.
For anyone that doesn't know, I'm 5 foot tall, like small.
So I'm 5 foot, just under 5'7", and I'm between a 6 and a 7, depending.
Yeah.
This is a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
So did you like it at school being the smallest?
No.
Well, I didn't like it being one of the tallest.
Well, this is it, isn't it?
It's awful.
I know.
It's awful.
For God's
I
sake.
wanted to be all petite and small and delicate.
Yeah, but then my nickname was like Titch at school.
Was it?
Yeah.
So why? So
So
you are
anyway,
a 3, but
yeah. So she said, check a pair of shoes in the house.
I know, why didn't he? That's what I was just thinking.
Obviously, but he goes, no. I think he was at work. No, I'm ordering them now. I'll get a 3.5. Or did Roxanne tell him 3.5?
She must have done. Was it?
Yeah, I think Roxanne told him 3.5. Or 3.5. So he's gone 3.5.
But they're not too
And
bad.
they are half size too big. They're not too bad, but yeah, they don't fit like snug.
So for any runners out there listening in, I do a lot of running now, and I've been told you can wear the wrong size trainers very easily for running.
Yeah.
So my toe is literally on the end, but it shouldn't be. You should have a good...
I thought you need some space for swelling. Is that, or is that just marathons?
I think it's for a long distance running, it must be.
Yeah.
So that's why my big toe's always feeling bruised.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm like, never, I might need to get 7.5 in running shoes.
Yeah.
Because a woman that I sat with at an event, she said that she went to get her gait analysis.
Yeah.
And she thought she was a size 6, for example. Mm-hmm. And they went, you need a 7.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's really interesting. So you know when you say yours are too big, where is your toe though?
Look.
Yeah, I suppose that is different. So those that are listening in and not watching our YouTube, she's actually got an old fist in there.
It's not that bad. But
they look like a size 5. They look quite big for a 3.5.
Now you're staring at my feet.
I know, like, look how big mine. Oh God, mine are massive next to yours.
Roxanne always says that. I can't. She used to be. We always laugh about this. She used to wear like a 7, and she's like now a 5.
Well, funny enough, these are a 6.5 that I'm wearing. Honestly, I'm 6.5, 6 and some 7.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. But anyway, what a start. So tell me about are you still doing your lives on a Monday?
I did one Monday gone.
Yeah.
And I really didn't feel like it.
Yeah.
So you'll laugh at this, and I'll just be honest about it.
Okay.
So I did the live.
So basically, it's on Instagram. Those that are just watching, listening, or whatever new.
Yeah.
You do a LinkedIn live, supposedly every Monday or every.
Well, I've dropped it to every month. So I did a month of a month or 6 weeks of like weekly. And then I thought I'd drop it to monthly and try and be on it with like getting the question box out so I can generate some more questions for people to ask, which I didn't. I posted like twice. Yeah. Got one question, which I answered, which actually ties into our episode last week, to be fair, about sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I just thought, oh, it's shit. It was shit. Like, I didn't feel good about it, so I didn't post it. my brain. So I went live. I did go live.
You got in your own head.
And then I
wouldn't
just
have been
thought,
shit.
I thought, oh shit, I didn't post. I'm not posting that. And obviously you can't get back the video if you don't post it.
I was going to say, I went, right, that makes sense now. I saw that you'd gone live, went to press on it, but then it would have gone over the time.
Right.
And then I thought, well, it's going to be uploaded, and it never did.
No,
That makes sense.
No, I didn't. Purposely.
Yeah.
Just thought, I don't feel good about that, I'm not posting it.
But what, in hindsight, why do you think that was? Because you wouldn't have said anything.
Well, not to jump in all about myself again, but this last week I've been so like oversensitive, cried loads. It was the run up to my period.
Yeah.
And Friday was horrific.
Really?
Yeah, I was just like, you know when you like react so badly to everything.
Yeah.
You know, things that don't even really matter.
Yeah.
And it was 100% hormonal, and I knew, like I thought, I am definitely, you know, due on here.
Yeah.
And obviously I had a rough idea anyway. But postpartum is a bit erratic at times, isn't it, anyway?
Yeah.
But I was thinking, I know I'm definitely, because obviously I know myself and my emotions quite well, and I was not reacting in a normal way to things how I usually would, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think like, and then it was like Monday that I ended up like just sort of coming on more Tuesday. And so it would have been like a bit of that as well, I think. Because usually I'd have been like, it wasn't my best, like, but hey ho, it'll all go on.
Yeah. Why do you think it wasn't your best though?
I don't know, I just think like, I don't know. I said to George when came out, I waffled loads then, didn't I? He was like, no you didn't. I was like, yeah I did, just chatted shit, waffled loads and didn't sound like I knew what I was on about.
When you would have done.
Yeah, but I was like...
On one.
Yeah.
Sometimes though, the thought of posting something that's going to make you feel worse, it's a hard one, isn't it?
It's a weird one, because like, usually I'm happy to just post imperfect things, because obviously as I spoke about before,
yeah.
I like to be like authentic and, you know, just put it out there anyway. So yeah, I was definitely in a mood. I went to London at the weekend to see Roxanne.
Oh yeah.
It was really nice. We had a lovely, lovely time.
You did pottery?
We did. It was one of the potted kits.
Okay.
Really
at
cool.
home. So you didn't go out somewhere.
No, we didn't. It was really cool. Okay. Like, it was so fun. Oh, Roxanne actually sent a video. I'll make a reel out of it.
Yeah.
Because it was fun.
Okay.
It was funny as well because like Roxanne's really good at art, but she doesn't like do it. But at school she was like amazing.
Oh wow.
But then like as they were drying, hers cracked a bit.
Oh no.
Anyway, it was funny. It was fun. So I had a really nice time. And then Sunday night I came back, and I was in such a bad mood.
So you said that you started it Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
So was it a bit of a battle going away?
No, I was like excited about going away, and obviously like I feel like you're outside of the pressure of like the daily tasks and chores, and you know, like it's something different. So I really enjoyed it. I mentioned to Roxanne about the Friday when I was like overly emotional, chatted to her about that, and then Sunday I came back. And I don't know what it was. It was just like, again, like the intensity of, I guess, like walking in the house, and as I always do, like seeing everything that needed doing in my head, do you know what I mean? Like just like chores and bits.
Was the house like?
It wasn't bad.
No, but I do this sometimes. Look around and go, this is vile.
Yeah, and I was like that.
This is just nothing's been done.
And I was like annoyed. I was annoyed with George.
Yeah.
Like. And then I was just like making an issue out of everything, like getting stressed. I can't even remember why now. Poor George, like he was like, I thought you'd like come back like refreshed, having had like a nice time and stuff. And I was like, well, I'm not.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm stressed, and I'm just thinking about, again, I was thinking about Monday, and Mondays have become just like a very intense, heavy day for me.
Right, this definitely needs addressing.
It does, but
how?
When I look at it, there's not really any other way I can reconfigure it because of like client availability and childcare availability. And one of the things on Wednesday that I ended up overreacting to, but understandably, was the loss of Wednesday childcare.
Right, so what do you mean?
So like the family member that was having Hallie on a Wednesday sort of said, I'm not able to do it anymore, like need to pick up some more hours at work and stuff, which I completely understand, like I did understand it, but then it was off the back as well of like getting some messages out about another family member not being very well. Oh. Yeah. And
your side or George's side?
Yeah, on my side. And then like just being like, again, like more sensitive than usual. Like I'm a sensitive person anyway.
Yeah.
But like more sensitive than usual. So I was like upset about that and had a cry.
Yeah.
And then I read that message that come through the previous day and like had a bigger cry.
Yeah.
And my auntie was at the house looking after Hallie for me that day. And I was like, right, come on.
Yeah.
Pull yourself together. Because I don't mind crying in front of people, like it doesn't bother me at all. But I didn't want to, sound so ridiculous, but I didn't want to make a scene out of it because I didn't want her to feed back to the other person and then feel guilty about it.
Yeah, because it's not about that.
I understood it.
Yeah.
Like my rational brain was like, I totally get it. It's fine. I'm grateful for the support we've already had. And then the emotional, sensitive part of my brain was like more reactive, like, oh, it's because it's me. Like if it was anyone else, like it wouldn't be happening. Like, you know, I feel let down, feeling like I don't have anyone, which again is just very overgeneralising to a specific situation.
And catastrophizing it.
Exactly. So I came downstairs, I was like upset, crying, and anyway, I can't remember what I was saying that now, but
you were saying
so the money, so the loss of the Wednesday childcare. However, like George's sisters having her on a Wednesday now.
Talia.
Yeah, so we had no gap. Like she was just like, yeah, I'll have her. Like
what about her work?
She can be very flexible.
Bless her. So what, a full day?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get this is it.
And so between like Talia and George's mum, Bev, shout out.
Shout out to Ben and Talia. Does Talia listen to these?
I think so sometimes,
Yeah. How hard? Oh God, it's so hard with kids.
It is hard, yeah.
And juggling, like especially in your role of being a therapist, and
it's heavy.
You can't therapy yourself.
You can't. Do you know what? Like you catch yourself a lot.
You catch
like,
yourself.
I just catch myself a lot, and I'm like, I understand what's happening here. Like it's fine. Like you're upset. Like have a cry about it. It's fine. Like it's understandable, but also like rationally, it's not true. You don't not have anyone. Like you have a lot of support around you. Like there's a lot of support from George's family. There's a lot of support in my family too. Yeah. It's circumstantial. It's not personal. It's understandable. Like.
It's interesting. I know exactly what you mean. Sometimes I can't even believe I'm saying this, but like with social media, going back to social media as well, if it's someone's birthday, I can easily feel a little bit pressured to do a certain thing.
Yeah.
Especially on social media, like tagging them and stuff. And then if I don't get something back, you feel like, well, why have you gone off radar and you're not tagging me and doing me a big thing?
Yeah.
What's that all about? What's happened?
It is just like relationships, isn't it? And like our relationships are in person and online now.
Yeah.
Do you know what
more
I mean?
online.
Yeah,
more than in person.
So like a lot of the time you'll not get support of your online stuff from friends, and that can cause friction. It's something I used to care about, and we've spoken about before, like messages, people not messaging you back for ages, but now I don't care because I know it's not about me.
It's not about you.
No.
It's not about me, but it's so true. Like any business owner,
it is.
There's an underlying something.
Most of the time, it's not. Sometimes it's like people, again, we're going back to jealousy, and sometimes people look and go like, oh yeah, I'm not liking that.
Yeah, I can see that, but I'll just pretend and scroll on.
Yeah, but I didn't see it.
I support, this is genuinely true.
Yeah.
Even before I set up my own business, and I know I cringe people out, they'll be like, why is she sharing that for them?
So
doing that and doing that and doing that. I love doing that.
Yeah.
Someone in a dress, I'll like it. But there's some, and I know they're following me, they can't bring themselves to like a post.
I know.
Or a story, or reply, or when, so like if I see someone sharing that it's their birthday, and we're not close friends, I have to sometimes force myself not to send them a message saying happy birthday, because I think they're going to think, why is she, I don't know you.
That's the people pleaser in you as well.
Yeah, but I think we're following each other. So
yeah,
why
it's
wouldn't
nice.
I engage?
Yeah, it's nice.
It's so
too,
bizarre to
isn't
me
it?
though, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a new sponsor, so I need a drum roll. It is Hyrox Workouts. They are sponsoring one of our podcast episodes, and I am so excited. Please check them out on Instagram and YouTube, and they are under the handle Hyrox Workouts. On social media, they are giving away 5 free workouts per week to help you with your training and get ready for a Hyrox event. And also it's good for some ideas as well. So whether you're just a beginner or you've been doing it a while, please check them out, because this is an amazing new sport. This sort of training gives you such a good focus. It's amazing for stress, and there is amazing community. I also think it will help you with a goal to build your best self and build your fitness. So the community we are building online, and I'm on the YouTube channel as well, is to help you with your support and get you the most out of your Hyrox event. There's all sorts of videos on there, whether it's about fitness, mindset work, the training, the events. So these are so much fun to create for you, and I hope you really enjoy them. Lots and lots of hints and tips on there as well. So, for those that don't know what Hyrox is all about, I'm just going to quickly sum this up. It is the best fitness race there is out there.
Yeah, I know from personal experience that some days I will like go days on social media, like off social media without seeing things.
Yeah.
And I don't even see some of George's stuff. Like, he has to say to me, I've posted something today, and then I will go into his profile to intentionally share it and stuff like that. And I think as well, because the problem with as well, because I'm not on it all of the time, when I do go on, I'll miss a big chunk of content that's come out.
Yeah.
Because the algorithm will show me certain things. Like, it might show me things from days ago.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then you miss loads.
Yeah, I do that. And
Like-
I get what you're saying on that.
Like, honestly, right, just to give this an example before we go back on. One of my old housemates from like 10 years ago or more, messaged me to say like, oh, what he actually messaged me to say, in all honesty, was, how have you gone from being a drunken mess at 18 to, it was joking, it's transparent.
I thought, bloody hell, this is rude.
No, how have you gone from being a drunken mess when you're 18 to like a responsible podcaster influencer? And I was like, well, thank you very much.
Oh, hang on, that's really interesting.
But it was just...
How he's viewing you like in the podcast thing. I love that.
Yeah.
So he marketed it really well.
Yeah, well, it was just nice, wasn't it?
Really
Like,
nice.
And then I just sent a message back like, lol. Like, I'm now a responsible
We're all
mum.
fraud. Do you feel like a fraud a little bit there?
I don't feel like a fraud.
Yeah, so dramatic.
Yeah, I would have done previously, but I think now you just have to embrace the fact that, like, I am a different person to the person I was when I was 18 in many ways, but when I was 18 I just didn't have confidence.
Yeah, very rare.
We've spoken about this before, haven't we, about how you just go with the status quo. But anyway, the point of that was that I was like, how are you? What's going on? You know, are you still with your partner? And he was like, yeah, we got married, didn't you see? And I was like,
Oh, no.
and I was like, honestly, no, because I'm never on my private Instagram.
Just get rid of it.
Like, the last week I went on and I had like 7 unread chats, and I was just like, for God's sake, yeah. So I went on, and then I went on and had a look, and I was like, oh my God, it looks amazing. And he got married at like the beginning of September. So, Fran, I don't see things because I'm not on there.
But you're the sort of person, if they do,
I will definitely support.
yeah,
I wish
you know how it
people-
feels. And it's the people that don't really know how it feels as a business owner.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
And I love the fact that he said you're a podcast like star. I think that's, like I say, it's
I
all
think
super
there's a level of like humour to it.
No, he meant it. What are you on about?
but it was true.
True. You are. I think this is great. We've had such good feedback, by the way.
Good.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I've had some people message me, and I've not even shared it loads on my LinkedIn, which is more will come.
Yeah.
But again, it's as we talked in our last week's episode about sales and marketing is so key, especially as people in the future.
Yeah.
It's just getting bigger and bigger, and if you're not doing it,
I know.
even without a business for now,
I'm dropping off again. I am on a downward spiral. And it's a trajectory that I was good with it.
Yeah.
When I didn't have as many clients.
Yeah,
a month
true.
ago.
Now what? Are you
I'm busy. I'm not overwhelmed, but I am kind of overwhelmed with navigating like the juggle of being in work and a person that really, really cares about my job.
Yep.
And gives a lot to my client work. Like I can't just coast through it. Like I'll be thinking like what's gonna be best for this person, this and that, like, you know.
That's why you're so good at what you do though, Jordan.
Thank you.
Seriously, it is.
Thanks. So yeah, and then like obviously wanting to be a present mum as well, like it's challenging. So social media is the thing, and the marketing side of things is the thing I've been like, that's least important, and it is true at the moment.
Yeah.
But I still want to be doing it, but I'm noticing that like then I'm like, oh, I haven't posted, and then that's generating more stress. So it's gone off a bit. I'm mindful of it. I will try and bring it back. I'm looking at my schedule.
So much help out there. I know you're saying it's investment pieces, but I had a really exciting conversation with someone the other day, right? He reached out to me on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
They want me to be like partner with him with some thought leadership stuff, right? Paid partnership. I've never had, so this is great. I've had quite a few sponsorships and opportunities on LinkedIn. It's been brilliant.
Yeah.
Nothing might not come of it, so I'm being open-minded, but they're a massive company in the US and they're opening and breaking in the UK.
Right.
I will reveal more if anything's going to come of it, but they're in marketing, but they want to help small businesses do like pay a monthly fee, but it's not a massive amount to help with their marketing strategy.
Got you.
So once I know more, I'll tell you more. But it is an exciting concept. That's part of their brand name.
Yeah.
So I did do a bit of a proposal of what I could do for them.
Yeah.
And that's where I want to be more next year. It's really exciting. Well, you've got some exciting things that will come through this. I know that.
Sure.
But I mentioned about the podcast, and I think all these things are great. You know, this weekly chat. Yeah. I'm hoping it's helping so many others going, oh, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
As business owners or as employees, or you know, for their mindset.
Yeah.
But it is helping us too.
Yeah.
Do you find that?
100%. I love it. I love our chats, and I come away like feeling like much more energized.
Yeah.
Than we've chatted, which is exactly why we were like, let's just do a podcast on our chats.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
And actually, there was someone that posted on the reel yesterday saying, I wanted to do.
You saw that, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, and then because I saw that, I went onto her business page and I thought,
use your head.
I actually did, and I've booked in, but I really liked what she was offering, and I thought, oh, maybe my next appointment I'll book in with her.
Right, anyone listening to this is the power of marketing,
I can't remember
social
the name
media.
of it because it would be
Colour
nice.
hair.
Was it?
Colour by hair.
She was in North Hyrox.
Wasn't it?
Let me have a look.
I know her.
I
know her.
Do you?
Claire.
I don't know.
If you're listening to this, Claire, I'm going to tell her. We'll
Let
talk
me have
about
a
it
look. Yeah.
Claire Duffield.
Is that her name?
Yeah, I've known of her years. Obviously, I'm not close to her, but she's
Can't I see?
She's inboxed me a few times in the past talking about business stuff.
Right, hang on. So
Right, we're looking. We're going to do a plug. This is a plug time.
Colour hairdressing.
Colour hairdressing, Claire Duffield.
Yeah, that's the one. Claire Duffield, North Hyrox. Yeah.
I'll message her to say that we talked about her.
So Claire, I'm coming your way.
Plug for Claire. So we need to get this into a short reel because this is what we do. We shout about companies.
Well, I
might get that client if I talk an American accent. Oh my God, that's going to be so funny actually.
And please make that into a cringy reel.
No, there's on cringy reel, but I'm going to do a hard-hitting big statement and you're going to roll your eyes about fitness.
Why?
Right?
Why would I roll my eyes?
You're like,
I'm a view of fitness. I just don't. I'm not consistent.
No.
It's getting to crunch time for me and George, though.
As in the big breakup. No, absolutely
not. For us to take action. I know, the drama. Yeah.
That'd be so funny. Yeah, we're not together now.
No,
You
no,
heard it here first.
absolutely
We love
not.
you, George.
Fitness-wise, it's getting to crunch where we're going to have to take some action.
Right, my statement then.
Anyway, please, go on.
Couple of statements. So fitness has definitely saved me.
Yeah.
I know that sounds really silly, but it has. If you train properly and not go through the motions, oh my God, it can build your confidence in yourself, in how you feel, how you deliver your weekly work, everything. Like doing Hyrox, and I feel like I get so excited about it. It has scared me. And you might think, bloody hell, why are you adding that stress to your workload?
I often think that about you.
Yeah, and I often feel that, honestly. It's like Sunday, for example, we had a training session, one of those training sessions where you could lose sleep the night before, because I know it's going to hurt. Okay. Yeah, no, not many are used.
That sounds horrific.
So if someone had told me that in my early 30s...
You're in a different phase of like your fitness
phase.
Journey as well.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't start off with that.
Nope.
Do you know what I mean?
I started off... Okay, I'll quickly brief what I started off with. I went to a gym in 2016, right? And I got paid for a personal trainer.
Yeah.
I didn't have the money.
Yeah.
I found him on an offer. You got 16 PT sessions for 200 quid.
Oh, wow, Jesus.
Yeah, so it was that 360 Fitness,
right.
next to Asda at the time. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So I thought, right, I'll do that. I saw him twice a week for 8 weeks, something like that, around those kind of things. And went on my lunch break when I was working at the accountancy office.
Oh, amazing.
And so what it did for me was just get me used to going to a gym environment.
Yeah.
It's so easy to go through the motions without a personal trainer.
Yeah.
You can go there and you just say, oh, that feels hard and heavy.
Yeah,
but actually,
not going to go any heavier.
blah, blah, blah. I started taking it seriously in 2019 because I all of a sudden, and when I met Steve, I said, I want to learn to do pull-ups.
Yeah.
And press-ups and proper, like, feel strong.
You've always had, like, a very specific goal to work towards, and that's what helps with success. So with swimming, that one goal, like, I want to be able to do X
I want to learn to swim.
Like, it's very specific, isn't it? You know exactly what you're working towards and when you'll achieve it.
So what will it take then? Because Steve said only a small percentage of people train.
Yeah, you were saying that last time, weren't you?
It's
like
crazy what the stats are.
5% or something.
5%, yeah. What is it? So what's stopping you from having a specific goal then? Just say I said to you, right, why don't you do it so you can do 2 pull-ups and keep going and going?
Because that isn't important to me.
Why would, do you know what I mean? What would make it so you go more regularly then? Is what I'm getting at.
No.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's hard,
for
isn't
me,
it?
this is a part of my life that is currently being neglected. Obviously, I've had phases in my life where I was prioritising physical health and I really enjoyed it, really got into it, felt so good. And I'm in a season of my life where I am struggling to make it a priority because I've got bigger things going on that are important to me that are taking over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
And it's an excuse because I could make time.
Yeah.
What I'm being honest about here is saying that at the moment it doesn't feel important enough to me, even though I know it's important. I want to be fit and healthy for myself and for my daughter, and to model that behaviour as well. So it's like normalised within the house.
Yeah, but
it's still not a top priority for me, is it? Else I would be doing it.
Yeah, so
there's
true.
There's not a specific goal that I can identify within that is really going to drive me forward.
Yeah, like some people, women, it can be getting abs.
Yeah.
But they'd have to be in a calorie deficit and think it's easier than what it is. But going off that, when my kids were babies, so I had Bella, I was so used to doing workout DVDs at the time.
Yes.
That I did it in front, and I still went straight back into it when it was safe to do so at the time.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of my core values then, is that fitness, feeling really healthy. Just feel it. I don't know what it is. I remember when I was a kid at school doing a long distance run and doing crap, right? And I thought, I'll show you. A year later, I came back and I was like one of the fastest.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is the thing, isn't it? Because also, we don't want to be driven by fear.
No.
And that's how it might have started for you, like fear that
It is fear all the time.
I'm going to be shit again, or fear of like embarrassment, or fear of like the way your body might look. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's interesting.
And I don't have that anymore to drive like the need to, you know, lose weight or. So it's hard because my motivation for working out is often like just to be healthier, both physically and like hugely mentally. Because I know for me, if I was working out last week when I was like melting down at minor things, I would have felt more resilient and less reactive in those situations, and I know that's true.
It is. 1,000%.
It helps to regulate us, and like hormonally as well. Like we know that when women are, you know, like on their periods in that part of their cycle, exercise in some form is really good for like pain management, for people who get, you know, severe symptoms, maybe people with like PMDD and stuff like that. It's actually like recommended.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time we go like, oh, I'm low energy, I'm not going to work out. What we should be doing, and again, don't really like to put in place that should and stuff, but what can be helpful is just going like, I don't feel like working out, but actually maybe I can do something lower intensity, maybe do some stretching or something low impact, just to help me manage the symptoms that I'm experiencing.
Yeah, but people think, right, I don't get I'm rarely motivated.
Yeah, and that is the problem, and that's one of my problems now. Well, is like we wait for motivation to take action, and that's the biggest mistake. Like we have to take action before we're motivated. Yeah. Then motivation comes consistently, and I think we've spoken about this before, haven't we?
Discipline is just where it's at.
Yeah. There is a need for a level of kind of like discipline in the back of your mind, knowing that it's actually an act of self-care. It's not self-punishment, being disciplined. If you've got a goal that's going to benefit your health and benefit your relationships or something like that, then it's worth doing, isn't it? It's worth being disciplined about.
It's interesting because if, you know, what you're 31, if I at 31, obviously I was doing a lot of weight training at the time, bits and bobs like that, but I probably wasn't as into, I've always been into my fitness and exercise, and me and my sisters laughed about it because of how hard Hyrox has been. The injuries have started, things have happened, then I'll adapt it and then I'll go again. It doesn't, even an injury won't stop me.
Yeah.
So, and I love that feeling of pushing myself, even if it's hard.
Yeah.
And that maybe that's my thing on that. But loads of people can exercise, like you say, at a lower intensity. I think everyone should do some form of exercise training.
Yeah, I love weight training, and I loved the idea of like CrossFit and Hyrox.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is that when I start it, I'm so easily demoralised by how hard it is.
Yeah.
And it makes me laugh, right? Because what comes to mind, you know Abby?
Abby Ryan.
Shout out to Abby, or Leslie now.
Yeah.
I always remember her telling me that, and it was so funny when she said it, that she started CrossFit and for 6 months she really didn't like it. She did not enjoy it for a full 6 months, and I was like, she was like, but after that, like, I absolutely love it, you know, and obviously, And I was like, 6 months, Abby? And she was like, yeah, it's quite a long time actually, isn't it? I was like, yeah. But obviously something kept pushing her forward.
And do you know why it is? And I can relate to that because running I hated for nearly a year.
Yeah.
The reason why it got easier is because I saw I was getting better.
Improvement,
yes. And I just got my head down and got on with it. And it is a dull. Me and Steve ran yesterday morning for an hour, just an hour running, just early in the morning. And Friday we've got an hour and 20 minutes run.
Yeah.
And to me now, when we do an hour, I'm like, God, that's an easy day. And when I tell people I just got an easy, they're like, easy?
Yeah.
But because I've done all the hard stuff and you've done it for so long, the easy stuff comes in. You're like, oh my God, I can do that. That's so easy. But to others, that's really hard.
Yeah.
Maybe that, is that inspired you a little bit though, knowing that people are saying to you, what you're feeling like is normal. It's meant to feel hard, it's meant to feel horrible.
Yeah, and I do know that, but
you're not willing to put yourself through it almost, because why should you?
I am in some circumstances, like I've done it before. I've got to a stage where I've felt really fit and healthy, and then I've really enjoyed going and training, like weight training, really enjoyed that. But What's the but?
What's George say then? When you say you went, oh, me and George really want to do this now. You did say that a minute ago, didn't you?
Well, then we just frail around in the
so he wants
contemplating stage.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we're both like,
yeah.
and then like it'll come round the next evening, and be like, right,
what we're
this
doing
week's
then?
the week.
What we're
both
doing
going to
then?
take a bit of time just to do some exercise, and I was like, yeah, and then just completely didn't bring it back up again.
Yeah, both like ignoring the fact you mentioned that a few days before. With Steve, right, he's mentally better than me, and that is fact. So I don't need Steve to train. If he wasn't training one day, it wouldn't make me go, I'm not going. And vice versa. Yeah. We're very good like that. And that's a good thing.
Yeah,
you can't just go because George is going.
No,
so it's just really bad start.
No.
But he will do all the hard stuff without one moan. Whereas I'm like,
oh no, I can't do that.
I have to moan.
Yeah,
and he's sick of me. He's going on. So, but it's a bit annoying when you're running and I'll say, it's really got a minute left. As in, it's the last lap.
Yeah.
I'm like, just let me moan.
Yeah.
Because he's quick to like give me a positive spin.
Yeah, and you don't want to be told, you don't want motivated.
No, I just want to go, I know it's hard, isn't it? We've only got, I want him to go, no. So then I feel like he feels like me. But he'll pretend he does. But he's pretending because he's positive, pants on him. Will give me a positive, we've only got one lap left. I'm like, no, I want to hear you go, God, we've got one lap left. It's hard, isn't it?
But again, like, it's how people keep going, isn't it? And for him, maybe it's a case of being like, no, I can do it. I can do it. Not acknowledging the hard. Because that might then make him falter and be like, it's hard, let's just stop now. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes people are like, no.
But I'm never going to stop.
I know. But people have different ways of like, processing and I am a moaner. I am such a moaner. Like, it's bad really.
Do you catch yourself doing that though? Because I do moan, but obviously it's limited. You have to catch yourself.
Yeah, 100%. During exercise, I'm just dreadful because it's like, the physical toll and I struggle to push myself during exercise, like physically. And when people are like, right, it's 10 out of 10 intensity, I'm like, what does that feel? And then people go, right, we're about a 7 out, and I'm like, I don't know what that means.
That takes a while. So we've trained like that.
Yeah.
So we have days where it's a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
A 7 out of 10, 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 is really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like hell on earth.
Yeah.
And we've learned through training the bad, the hard, that fatigue sets in, and then you have to learn how your body deals with it and other things. And it's really interesting, even though we've gone through. I remember one night hardly sleeping because I knew we had a hard session the next morning. This is ridiculous. I woke up at 5 in the morning, my heart like, right, I want to get this session out of the way. So I woke up Steve, listen to this, woke up Steve about 5:30, says, can we just go there now?
I bet he was like, no problem.
Yeah, I did. So we was in the gym before 6, so I knew I was guaranteed a treadmill because that was playing on my mind. What was on the treadmill?
Fran.
Yeah, honestly, and the weirdest thing is, afterwards I was buzzing.
Yeah,
because I got the hard
sense of
achievement. Yeah. I'm glad I got it done even earlier than I thought, and then I could crack on my day.
Yeah.
I don't do that now, and also I don't get up as early as I used to because I've learned I get anxiety the night before if I know I have to get really early for a session.
Yeah.
So you adapt through what you feel more comfortable to fit these things in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same with your business, same with anything. If it's feeling like it's affecting you for too long.
Yeah, because you can't go with dread for like a long time.
So for your Sunday night dread, that's a thing.
It's really hard because for a long time I didn't have it, and I was like setting up in a really nice way, and as I say, I was enjoying having time to focus on marketing as well.
Yeah. What was your Monday day classed as then? Because was it your marketing day, admin day?
No.
It's always a client day.
Yeah. But I was only meant to be working up until lunch.
Okay.
And it's just completely gone out of the window.
Because you're so busy?
Yeah, and because like I'll take on a new client and they'll be in one spot and then something will change and they'll be like, I could do this spot on a Monday, and I'm like, oh, okay then. A part of it is like obviously wanting to accommodate people that are in treatment, or accommodate a new client that I think, really aligns with what my values and the work that I can do.
She's brilliant.
It is great, it's amazing, and exactly, you don't really want to turn that down. But the second thing is sometimes as well, you do need to stick to your boundaries. Like the reason I put those boundaries in place was so that we could have some family time in the afternoons with George's days off.
Yeah.
And now I'm working till 7 o'clock on a Monday night. Like, don't get me wrong, like at lunchtime I take a break so that we can go swimming.
Oh, that's so nice.
Because she does 30-minute swimming
Yeah.
around the corner.
Lovely.
So I make sure I have that, but it still doesn't feel right for me. Do you know what I mean? Working like that. I accept that, like, for a short period of time, it will continue until certain people complete their treatment.
Yeah.
But I think when those people complete, I'm going to then put that boundary back in place for myself.
Yeah.
And try and, you know, say to people, like, I only do have this spot available, you know.
If they really want to work with you.
Yeah, if you can't do it, like, I'm sorry, but that's all I've got available. Because it gets to a point where I have to say that.
Yeah.
Because I don't have any
free space.
Yeah. So if you can't do that space, I can't take you on. Like, it gets to that point anyway. So I need to hold my threshold a little bit tighter, because then I know I will feel better about my week and the layout, and go into it feeling a bit more